What is good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video. The Las Vegas Raiders have officially been eliminated from playoff contention after falling to the Indianapolis Colts 23-20. And boy, was this game just a tough pill to swallow. The Raiders offense once again had a very slow start, and it really put us behind the 8 ball throughout the whole game. We were down 14-3 going into the half. The Raiders had been the most disciplined football team in the whole NFL when it comes to penalties, and all of a sudden the offensive line and the team in general just had a lot of calls go against their way in crucial situations as well. The Raiders also had a very controversial play get called against them that really could have changed everything and possibly allowed the Raiders to tie up this game and take it to overtime. Cornerback Jack Jones had 2 big penalties called on him. First with that defensive pass interference call in the 4th quarter, and then after that with that very controversial blocked field goal attempt, which ultimately was called as offsides. But if we look at the replay, you can see this was just perfectly timed from Jack Jones right here. And if this would have stood, the Raiders would have had the ball down 7 points with a legitimate possibility to go down the field and tie this up and potentially take the game to overtime. So definitely very frustrating when you lose a game and you see calls like this. So the Raiders were definitely screwed when it comes to this call, but just in general, I mean, the game never really felt like we were ever in full control, in my opinion. The Colts got off to a very quick start, got a quick score to start the game, and after that we were just playing catch up the whole night. But unfortunately the Raiders offense struggled to get first downs, and to me rookie quarterback Aiden O'Connell did not look great to me. I'm gonna have to watch the film to really watch it a little bit closer, but once again I saw his biggest issue being that lack of mobility. All the Colts were doing was trying to win on 1st and 2nd down. They would get us into 3rd down, and that's where the Colts would just send a blitz, and O'Connell had to throw into tight windows, but we rarely ever converted on those attempts. I think the Colts did this because they know O'Connell has very limited mobility, so they're just going to bank on playing tight coverage and trying to get to him as quickly as possible. The play call on offense was also not great to see. Really what I noticed, it was either a bunch of play action running back screens or a bunch of 5-step drops for the deep pass. Even though we were running the ball very effectively with Zamir White, I even felt like we abandoned the run game late in the game when it was still just a 1-possession game. Not sure why we did that. I wish we could have got Zamir White a little bit more involved. He looked like really the bright spot on this offense. We were running the ball effectively, and in that type of game, Aiden O'Connell was not having his best performance, so I wish we could have leaned on the ground game a little bit more, especially late in the ball game. When it comes to the defensive side of the football, I mean, I can't put this loss on the defense, but the defense, they did all right, but they just weren't great. We struggled to get off the field on 3rd downs on multiple different occasions, and the Colts and Gardner Minshew made the big plays. We couldn't stop the run in the 4th quarter either, and this was really a game where the Raiders defense put Gardner Minshew in this offense into positions where, okay, we're going to see if you can beat us with your arm, and he made those key plays. Just watching this game, it really felt like if we wanted to win this game, we needed the defense to carry this football team. Just based on how our offense was performing, we weren't able to put up points on the board. Now with this loss, it was very frustrating. As I said, the Raiders are officially eliminated from playoff contention after most of us started to get our hopes up because it seemed like there would be a legitimate possibility to run the table if we could have won this game, but unfortunately we didn't do so. We didn't make the key plays. So with this loss, I mean, have I changed my stance on the future of this team when it comes to having Antonio Pierce move forward as a head coach? Me personally, I have not changed my stance. I still think we should hire AP as a coach. The only thing for me is maybe sign him to a 2-year deal. I haven't seen enough to just give him a 4-year deal and have the full confidence that he can turn this around. But, I've liked what I've seen from him thus far. I would like for him to bring in a new offensive coordinator. And I think the Raiders really need to prioritize drafting a quarterback this year. Now, with the Raiders being officially eliminated, I also wouldn't mind moving forward if we lost to Denver, because we need to get the highest draft pick as possible to get a better chance at getting our type of quarterback in the 1st round. I think next week against Denver, we really need to prioritize playing our young players, and we should shut down guys like Josh Jacobs, Michael Mayer, and even Davante Adams, because whether we win or not, it doesn't really matter at this point. We're eliminated from the playoffs. The Broncos are eliminated from playoff contention as well. So we can't really play the spoiler role as well either, because at the end of the day, this is a meaningless game for both teams. But the Raiders will have a lot of key decisions to make in 2024. But we are still an improved football team from last year. But we are just a few key positions away from taking that leap into being a legit playoff contender, in my opinion. But my stance really stays the same. I want to run this back with Antonio Pierce and Patrick Graham as the defensive coordinator. This is the first time this defense has been legit. We just need to improve on the offensive side of the football. It's just clear that this offense needs to be revamped in a big way next year. I think if we can continue to build on this defense, add some more pieces through the draft or free agency, I like what Antonio brings when it comes to an identity for this football team and bringing back a real Raider way type of culture into this franchise. I like where things could be headed with this football team. But Raider Nation, I definitely want to get your guys' feedback after this loss. Should AP continue as a coach next season? Let me know in the comment section down below. But with that being said, Raider Nation, that's all for you guys in today's video. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next one.